that I've ever experienced. I
Yeah.
felt like it was 2023 plus. So happy to have Keita back in the building with us. We missed you last month.
Yay.
And there has been a
We
lot
missed
that
that too.
happened in this year of January, right? Like I said, it was 2023 plus, but on the real estate front, this year of January has come out with all kinds of stuff. And I just want to give a quick wrap or talk a little bit about it real quick, and then go into what we should be thinking. So we have had in January, far as real estate is concerned, we've had a awesome decrease in rates, far as rates dropping. We've also had some settling of lawsuits, as far as real estate is concerned, and commissions. So that was good. But at the same time,
I'll drink to that. Psych.
yeah,
Psych.
so
Psych.
we've had CPI and different readings that appear to be favorable, showing that inflation is getting under control. But then we got punched in the face on yesterday
Mhm.
by a jobs report that came out that was, guys, it was almost double what they anticipated, right? So,
About it.
with that in mind, you think, hooray, because people need jobs to buy houses, if y'all didn't know that, right? So you think more jobs, this is very positive information. However, it was not. As a result, rates have ticked back up. We're at our all-time high since where we had been when we had started this downward trend, because those numbers say that we might still be in inflationary times. So that's the whole measure of everything. So we're slightly under 7% again, which is,
Very.
kind of is what it
So
is.
that's the
But
whole.
it had gotten down in that 6.625 range for the 30-year average. So the theme for this year, folks, let's just get it in our head. It's going to be two things. It'll be twofold. I think the elephant of the room, or what's going to drive the market this year, are two things. First, of course, mortgage rates. And the second one, as a result of these rates, 1A and 1B, affordability is the theme for 2024. And
Yeah.
that's going to be what'll be looming. And I think we should prepare for higher for longer. Yes, we do think rates will go down, still an election year, but when you have these headline shifts, these are things that are true market movers. If you're a real estate agent out there, please do not try to post interest rates on your page. Like, yeah, I
Oh,
said it. Like, I've seen it here lately. Listen, I'm a professional and we cannot predict. We have professionals what's
too
tomorrow will
volatile.
be. And it's very volatile. So when you're out telling people that they've gone down, when actually yesterday they went up 30 basis points, it's just misinformation. It's very confusing. So everybody should just stay in their lane. And God forbid they go just Google mortgage rates. They're going to find anything. So just a little bit of a FYI. So with that in mind, I do feel like rates are going to come down. We've been telling y'all do it now, and I applaud you. When we seen the uptick, we had a record number of applications for January. All right,
Mm.
for people getting back in the market and coming back around. So that leads us right into our topic today. With that in mind, you can't control rates, right? You can't control the market. You can't control the fact that America's been underbuilt since about 2010, and that spike kind of doubled in 2017, where we have way more households, but not enough housing being built to keep up with that. So with that in mind, what you should be thinking is how you're going to win an offer once you do decide to come into this market, because there will be high competition as long as rates stay in this 6 to 7% range. So girls, I
Exactly.
want to definitely share, how to help our borrowers, our clients, prospects, anybody thinking about buying a home needs to be prepared to deal with a low inventory market. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. I guess that's a great way to segue into our market, our weekly market report. Keita,
yes,
I'll bring
please.
this up. And you guys give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. So we're going to do better. We did say last show we were going to do better with our charts and graphs. Keita, you actually showed out last month. So January, we were kicking off the new year. So, doing better, doing better. We're bringing it to you guys. And we just want to make sure that the information, you can see and not just hear us talk about it, but also share with you guys. This is where the data comes from. So right now, this is the last week report ending January 28th. And I'm just going to jump right to our Northern Virginia area, which is on slide number 26,
Okay.
which is, yeah, DC metro area. So this picks it up here. And Nikita, oh, geez, they should try to pause here. Sorry, guys. So that little handsome gentleman that I have is coming. Anyway, so the showings are, as you can see, the showings are down from a year ago, but compared to last week, they're up, 12.1. And that's again in the whole Northern Virginia, DC, Maryland, right around the Beltway, as you can see the different counties. New contracts, Markita, you can see, but look, although they may be up, what you're seeing last month, but look at this from just in 1 week. They're actually down. And then we've got the medium time to contract, 22 days. That's actually now, last week, 0. So positioning yourself with the winning offer is key because it's very competitive out here. New listings, we see an uptick, which is nice. Again, that speaks back to, the increase in applications. We're seeing more houses inventory starting to loosen. And then what the median price is in this around the Beltway. Now we know last month we looked at them individually. We talked about that, what the median price point was for the different counties. Now, if I jump over here to where are we going now? To the North Central Virginia, which picks up our southern market as we go down 95, or even, out west a bit, we'll see, well, actually it's all south. So we've got Prince William, Stafford, Spotsylvania, and the areas that we serve. And of course, there's Fauquier in there. But again, showings, they're down from a week ago. So, same with the new contracts. The median time on market is actually 3 days. So things are moving a lot faster inside the Beltway than they are down here. But 3 days is still not something to laugh at. I mean, we're at 29 days average, and they're up 3 additional days. New contracts, as you can see, as well as the median sales price. And we already know that's wrong because what did we say Prince William County's median was?
Well, this is probably that whole entire region.
It is the entire
Prince
region.
William County was reported as 15% year over year from 2022 to 23 to end of 23. So,
Right.
which is that is awesome. If you own a home, the amount of appreciation that has been gained, and this is why we encourage that. But
Exactly.
it's also a little scary for borrowers that continue to wait. There is a true cost of waiting. And at 15%, a house that was 500,000 at the beginning of last year, that house now is 575,000.
566, I believe it is.
I'm just saying, if it's
Or
a
just on average, yeah,
yeah,
got it.
yeah. So yeah, 75,000 more while you're waiting on rates to go down. I honestly, it's a wash as far
It
as
is.
any appreciation that we're looking to. I mean,
Right.
any savings that you're looking to have by having a lower rate.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I guess what we'll do is just jump right into our slide. Not sure Keita she's on, as we know, she's on the road. So we give Keita grace this morning. Nikita, she is traveling. Nikita is traveling. Are you there, Nikita?
I'm here. Can you I'm
Oh,
here.
we lost you.
Yeah, can you hear me though?
I'm sorry.
Can you hear me though?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Okay.
And it's all good. So this leads us right into our topic this week or this month: how to win how to set yourself. Hold on. There she go again, y'all. There she go. Starting from the beginning again. How to craft a winning offer. And in doing so, we're just going to jump right in and talk about the different things that you can do or your realtor can do, whether you're a buyer or a seller. What needs to happen, especially now when we're in such a tight market, what needs to happen? And from a buyer's perspective, how can you eliminate your competition? So I'll just go right on in. Kita, can you go ahead and kick us off, Nikita?
yes, yeah, everything, you guys said is very telling of where we are in our marketplace. But the number one thing really for the buyers, talk about buyers first, is being realistic in your expectations, really.
Yes, yeah.
Before you go out looking for a home, make sure you have your real estate professional. Just really sit down and set those expectations. Even if you've purchased a home before and you want to purchase a home, again, it always helps to set the expectation of what's going on in the market at that particular time. You need to know
Right.
what's happening in terms of inventory, because as we know right now, inventory is very low. So you need to have an understanding of really what that looks like in terms of shopping for your home. So don't shop pretty much thinking that you're always going to get a deal. If you do want a deal, there are strategies and tips, of things you can do. For example, Jennifer, you said, don't look at the top of your budget.
Mhm.
Don't look
That's
at
a
this
big
that's
problem.
on the market for a while. If you
Yeah.
think you want a deal, you might want to look at something that may need some work. You may have to pick a property that you may have to put some sweat equity into. It could be on the market for a while, because sometimes sellers, they do get a little anxious in this seller's market if their house isn't sold in a timeline that they have in their head. So it might be a small opportunity for you to come in, particularly if the house needs some work, and you may be able to get a deal. But in all actuality, don't shop right now expecting to get a deal. So
Exactly.
being realistic is something that you really need to be in this particular market. If your lender says you qualify for 400, don't look at $500,000 homes thinking that you're gonna offer 350. It does not work like that.
No.
And it's very frustrating, for you and your real estate agent, and the other seller is not gonna take you serious. They may not even respond to your offer when you do that. So what has happened is a complete waste of time. So
Absolutely.
it's very important that you have realistic expectations.
I agree. I agree. And that sets the
There's
tone for
no,
everything.
there's no BOGO out here?
No, not in these streets, not in these here streets of the DMV
Hey,
or
hey,
anywhere in the country for that
hey,
matter.
buy one, get half off of appraised value out here?
Really?
Exactly.
Nobody's giving nothing right now. Put it like that.
No, no, no,
Well,
no, no.
that's straight to
Somebody,
the point. There you have it, folks. Nobody's giving nothing. Remember that.
not today. Hey, I hope you ladies are watching the chat because I can't. So just a sidebar
We're
there.
good.
The other thing is, like Nikita mentioned, is definitely we got to set the expectation, but then also we need to understand what the seller's needs and wants are. Look, he who has the goal rules, right? We know that. He's got the product, and there isn't many out there. And so when that right house hits the market, the first thing you need to do is your agent needs to start building rapport with the other agent. Have the call. I can tell you countless times, I'll just get an email with an offer. I don't know anything about that person. I don't, not even trying for their client, the benefit of the client. I'm not
That's
going to
the
belabor it because we
experience.
got a lot to
That's when
cover.
the experience comes in, Jennifer.
Bam, bam. I'm telling you, anyway, to stay on
That's a
point.
whole nother that's a whole nother
That's a
show.
whole nother conversation, and that's not this one, right? So we won't go there. But again, call them before so that you can find out, does the seller need a rent back? Is he, what is he looking for? What does that mean? Well, I mean, maybe he has orders, but he doesn't want to move twice. So maybe you want to position yourself where you can find everything there is about that seller. Maybe the seller has already done a pre-inspection report. Number one, he may have already taken care of the heavy for you, and that saves you as a buyer an additional $500, $600, $700, where you wouldn't even you can feel comfortable about waiving your inspection or do a walk and talk. Again, that's something that that's industry talk, but that's something that we could dig down in a little deeper on. But again, quick closing, as Nikita mentioned in the earlier, is if your price is 400,000, Stay below, because you need to be in a space where if you have to elevate, because there is competition out there, you want to have some gap, you want to have some room to increase your offer. So don't come in it. Don't find the $400,000 house. Find the 350, the 375, giving yourself some wiggle room to negotiate or to offer that seller something above. Listen, we all don't want to pay more than what we have to. But if you need a home to live in and you found the right one, guys, go ahead and do it. We've already talked about the cost of waiting. If you think that the price is going to come down this year or next year, think again, because that hasn't happened. And if we just stick with an average 2% year over year, again, you will get that money back that you may have spent above to even get in the door. Again, another conversation. So, don't get caught up on, the house is 400,000. You're setting yourself up for failure and disappointment. And then you want to get angry with your realtor because you didn't listen when she sat down and gave you that whole, talk about realistic expectations and how it is out here. We're out here beating the pavements every day. We're watching the market. We're engaging with buyers and sellers. We know what happens. Not the news reporter, not the people, your friend or Johnny who bought a house 2-3 years ago in the pandemic. No, that one right there does not have the experience. We worked in and we're still out here in the streets. All right, go ahead, Keita. I'm sorry, I was getting emotional. I had to step to the next slide.
I
Go
would,
ahead,
I would venture to say it's too late, but you're right. You're right. Like you just called it, Jen, that friend that
Yeah.
actually I had this real life scenario and I had posted about it on Facebook that a friend thought he was helping his friend out by telling him maybe he should just go ahead and wait because he heard that rates were coming down. And I had to have a frank conversation that if you're pre-approved now and you decide to wait and you've already determined you really want to stay in Prince William County, this is what you're facing based on your friend's advice. And I know everybody means well, but at the end of the day, it just kind of is what it is. You can't listen to friends and family. You have to listen to, as you alluded to, winning in this market, you have to listen to not just everybody, a professional real estate team, a professional real estate agent. Notice I keep saying professional. These are the things that are going to stand out and help people win in this type of market. Sorry, go ahead.
Agreed. Because again, and again, we'll go ahead, Nikita, because I know we're kind of getting
no,
close
go
on
ahead, Jennifer.
time, but
Keep rolling.
I just know that
Rolling, Jennifer.
I just like to say that, I hate to say it, but it's real, it is reality. Everybody knows somebody that's a realtor. It's just like every shopping center has a nail salon and or a smoke shop or wherever you are. But is it your I mean, is everyone do they have the experience? Is that technician really experienced to give you the quality? And this is for the ladies out there that likes, that's the one thing I do. I will go get my nails done. But just because I'm going to, Star Nails, is she any better than Stellar Nails? Not always. The technician, they just want to get you in and out. They're not doing what you want. Everybody that says that they're a realtor, they may be a dual career. How many transactions have they done? Are they just going to send that offer over to their agent without a cover letter, without even calling, without even finding the temperature of the seller? Any of that. Just because you hold a real estate license doesn't mean that you're a professional. A lot of people got a real estate license so that they can buy their own house or to do some research on their own, or they thought it was a little nice way to have some side income until they realize there's taxes involved. You are actually running a business. Vet your realtors is what I'm going to say. I'm stopped there.
Preach.
Go ahead.
This is a stressful industry that we're in. It's just like purchasing your home is stressful. So we know in this area, I tell people all the time, there are deep pockets in the Northern Virginia area. There are deep pockets just in the economy as a whole right now. A lot of people have cash. So you are competing with cash. I don't care what price range you're in. There is a possibility that someone can come in and offer cash on it. So don't wait till the last minute. If you see a home you want, don't wait till the last minute and try to get your offer in. If you love it, you submit your very best offer the first time.
Yeah.
Don't try to use that as a negotiating tactic, because it's nothing's worse than finding out the day before the agent told you that it was a deadline. Hey, that house already went under contract, because that's very common now. Like, you'll write an offer on a contract and the agent will put in the comments that they're gonna be reviewing offers Sunday at 5 or Monday at 5. I mean, but if an offer comes in that the seller can't refuse, as agents, listing agents, we are required to submit all offers. So even though they have that deadline in there, he or she could be required to submit that offer. And if it's one, the seller might decide, oh, this is too good, I don't want to pass this up. And especially if they put a deadline in there. So that experience can help you. The experienced professional can know these little things. If I know I got a good, strong offer and I'm your agent, I might put a deadline in there. I might say I need to know within 24 hours because I know my offer is good.
Yeah, I agree with that, Nikita. And then again, you never know what the seller situation is. Again, if the agent hasn't called to find out what that seller's deal is, because they may not want, a bunch of people coming in and out. Maybe they have a new baby,
Yeah.
or, they don't want to have to keep leaving because every time it's shown, and if you have talked to that seller, what he's looking for. Maybe, again, like you said, you've submitted an offer that he cannot refuse. And I am one of those agents that my clients, we usually do have a deadline in there, but there's also a caveat. The seller reserves his right or his choice to accept an offer prior to the deadline. So don't delay, because nothing worse to wait until the last minute only to find that the offer has been accepted.
Yeah,
And you missed
Jennifer,
that.
I agree with you. Some agents, if you're working for the seller, Jennifer and I, we are not the type of agents. We're not going to send your contract over halfway filled out, and we're not going to not communicate with the seller's agent. We are going to try to build that rapport because we are advocating on your behalf, the team. Myself, Jennifer, Markita, we advocate for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then here's this is an example of basically, again, what about negotiating and so forth. Basically, if the house is 505, and this talks back to not going above. And I think there's a couple of slides in here that talks about, how to position your offer, educating that client and yourself. And this is where the lender comes in as well, because understanding, if you want to negotiate and you want to escalate your offer, understand how much that's going to cost you monthly. Don't look at the big number, because that $5,000 could essentially only cost you, 3% above the offer price. It may not cost you no more than about what do we say, about $21 out of 505. Extra in your payments every month, depending on what your interest rate is. And then you would just do the math, basically multiply that. Markita, you speak to this because you are the expert, but my rule of thumb, multiply that by the thousand per the sales price. How many thousands is that? So if it's 6%, multiply that by what? $5,000. That's an extra $30 in your payment. Are you willing to lose out for $5,000, guys, when it's only going to cost you $30 extra a month? So just understand what that means in the negotiation. Again, working with the professional, the team, your realtor, your lender, knowing the numbers, having that in hand, so you're armed when you are positioning yourself, and not just get scared. Oh my God, that's $5,000. I don't have 5,000. When in reality, it may not cost you that much.
Right.
So,
And Jennifer, I like what you said, because this just reiterates making your best and strongest offer the first time.
bam. Because as a listing agent, we're not entertaining escalation. We're not. I need to see your highest and best. But as a buyer's agent, absolutely, we're willing to do that. But then there's some other ways around that too. So I will move on to the next slide. Where are we on time? We're getting close. So So Nikita, I'm just gonna speak to this piece right here. This whole
Yeah,
signing bonus kind of
you
ties
just
into,
start on through because we're cutting it
yeah.
close today.
So offering a signing bonus, send the listing agent introductory. I mean, that's kind of like making the phone call, right? Not sending a personal letter from your client or a video of your client, because now you put yourself in violation of potentially violating fair housing. The agent can reach out I'm not the queen of video, but we got the queen of mortgage on here for that. But I will send you a personal email in a minute, and she knows I will. So that is important. You know, again, personally connecting. Nikita, you said earlier, sometimes the agents or somebody mentioned that the agents may not answer the call. Well, if they don't, send them that video, send them something, let them know you're human. Hey, listen, guys, you know, and that's true. And I think that happens when we're dealing with unprofessionals on the other end. So you've got to do your very best because it is a team effort. Appraisal cap, Nikita, you want to jump in and chat about that real quick? What the appraisal offer and appraisal gap? You're muted, honey.
Sorry about that. I was muted. The appraisal gap is just the difference between the sales price and the lower appraised value. That's called an appraisal gap. So when a finance buyer offers to cover that, that means they're putting up additional money towards their payment and their closing costs.
But you better talk with that lender, because
Yeah.
then there's some other
Make
things in
sure-
place. And we're talking about those conditions and contingencies that are also factored in. You've got to have that cash, because if it doesn't appraise, what happened, Queen of Mortgages?
Real money. Remember?
Well, we're only going to land based on the lower of the two, the sales price or the appraised value. There are some ways to, be creative for clients that maybe have a conventional loan where maybe we change the loan value. We do some things with mortgage insurance. At the end of the day, you just need to work with a professional team. I love the slide about, the video to the agent, because although there's a lot of contracts, it does help to have a face, a name, because again, as mentioned, we are actually people. And I really think that, and this might be a shameless plug at the end of the day also, with the multiple offer situation, people, you need to go local, go accountable, right? Because if I have two contracts and I have a local lender that I can reach out to, I can find that's accountable, and then I have somebody that has Sprocket Mortgage or whatever it's called, and they're possibly just a number, and the offers are exactly the same, then more than likely they're going to go with the person that's local and accountable, and that has a reputation for, getting the job done, or at least keeping their word throughout the process, being able to actually speak with someone. So I just think it goes back to right now, you got to have a superstar team
Amen.
to get the win in these streets this year. That's just
That's
the
it, and
bottom
that's
line.
all. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And with that, adding that, we talked about that. There's so many other options that are available, but Markita, you said it all. You've got to have it. It starts with communication. You got to have the right person on your team. Let me stop this share. And the last slide I had was, excuse me, the way to get started is to talking about it and begin doing it. I think Walt Disney made
But
that
that's what
quote
had
that,
me over
don't
there
talk
laughing a
about it,
little.
be
I
about
saw
it.
it. Yeah, I said that made me have a big old smile if y'all didn't see that. I was
I
like,
did. Don't
yeah.
talk about it. Don't talk about it. Stop talking. Let's get busy. Connect with the professional. Starts with a local loan officer, whether it's the Queen of Mortgages or who, but you got to start local. We want, not that we want to support our local lender, but what I'm saying is we do want to support our local lender, because our local lender has a heartbeat of what's happening in your community. You call the big banks on a Sunday, because when do we work, Nikita?
All the time.
And after hours, when the public is off, that's when we work the weekends. We're here with y'all Saturday morning. Some of you might be laying in your bed chilling, walking around in your pajamas or whatever. We are working, hitting the streets. In fact, we all got to jump, because Nikita's on the road. Markita is on the road, and I'm getting ready to hit the road. So yes, get with a professional. Your professional, vet your realtors, check their references, check your local lender. Do what it takes, guys. Don't just go with your cousin's best friend's mama something something that sold 1 or 2 houses. Honestly, you really need to know who you're working with because it matters. It literally matters.
But yeah, nah, they giving me a rebate. They giving me a rebate, Slim.
You get what you pay
A rebate
for.
on
How
the
about
deal that
that?
that never closes, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, you never hear from them. They do not communicate.
And then you twist
Our
it at the
motto
every
is,
time you see them at the family reunion, you side eye.
oh, that part. Yeah, right. You look at some
Don't be
kind of way
messing up the
because,
family reunion.
I met with someone and it was ironic and we laugh about it, but it's very true. We've met with someone yesterday and we did a meet and greet because she wanted to get to know me. And I completely
Yeah.
respect that. And I said, it's so funny because that's my position as well. While the consumer is interviewing me or us, I'm interviewing you because we may not be compatible. I don't work with all personalities, and I'll be the first to tell you. And I'm okay with saying, listen, I'm not the agent for you. We can shake hands, part ways as friends. It's all good. I know not, there's enough out here for all of us, and I'm not for everybody. Marquita, I think I've heard you say that before, and that's okay. I want to work with those that we are compatible and that want to work with me. And I know I come with 22 years of experience as you do, Nikita and Marquita. So, and we haven't been dual career people. We've been in the trenches for 20 plus years, collectively 60. So there's a wealth of knowledge here, folks. So if we're not the right fit, it's okay, but make sure you find the right fit for you and your family because you don't want to have the regrets later. And like Nikita said, going to the family reunion, looking at sideline, talking about everybody, talking about so and so, and then you got that uncle, cousin, somebody gonna walk up to the other one and really passively aggressively call you out. I'm just saying.
Right. So the word for the year are mortgage rates and affordability. As those things are volatile and changing, the affordability is also going to be volatile, changing. In closing, just make sure that you work with an actual professional that can give you all kinds of options as well as come in with strong negotiation. That's what I took from that today. Appreciate you guys sharing, and I guess we'll see you again right here next month on Two Ketas and a Shot of Gin.
And a shot, and a
Bye.
shot. Thank y'all for joining. All
Bye.
right, ladies.
All right,
Peace.
peace.
Enjoy your day, Marquita and Jennifer.
And safe travels to you, lady.
Okay, bye-bye.